Hello, this is Eileen Felix. Get Real with Eileen. Thanks for joining and watching this video. Today, I wanted to try something that I've been thinking about for a long time, which is Chinese zodiacs for women, goddess signs, referring to this book, Goddess Signs. Now, this year is going to be, and the book as information is in the info box thing. This year, 2024, is the year of the dragon. And I just thought that would be such a great idea to post Year of the Dragon women. I felt with this book many years ago. It actually was first published in 2004. It's called Goddess Signs by Angela Danton, and she basically goes through the womanly aspect of different signs, like Chinese zodiac signs, which is like the dragon, horse, goat, snake, like all the signs. She goes through all of them. And since this year is Year of the Dragon, so for any moms that are preggo or eggos, your baby, if they're born after February 10th of 2024, you have a dragon baby. And I myself am Year of the Horse. So in 2026 is when our year comes back. So it's every 12 years. And so that's why I thought, oh, let's do this Year of the Dragon. And I'm also going to refer this book. I know everything's backwards. Crystals for Healing by Karen Frazier. All the information will be in the info box. And so I'm just going to refer to these things and a website called www.chinahighlights.com. Excuse me. Excuse my cold. And I'm just going to kind of go through each thing to kind of go more in depth about Year of the Dragons. So Year of the Dragons, remember Chinese Zodiac starts around January, the end of January, the beginning of February, depending on the year. So that's why it always gets kind of tricky when you ask people, what's your year? If they're born in January, you have to check. If they're born in February, they could be the year before, the sign from the year before. So depending on when in that year exactly it crossed over, it's different every year. It varies. So 2024 from February 10th is going to be the Year of the Dragon. That's this year. The last time, 12 years ago, was in 2012. Before that was the year 2000. Before that was 1988. Before that, 1976, 1967, and 1952. I'm not going to go farther than that because I don't even think people are alive before then. And if you are, I am so sorry. If your great grandma's still alive, I'm so sorry. So with this reference of this book, she first starts off with her tarot card. And she calls each sign, she changes it into like a different goddess, right? So she as in Miss Angela Danton, she calls dragons the natural queen. Okay, so you guys are the natural queen. If you guys want this book, I definitely recommend getting it. I don't even know if they're still in print. Actually, I don't even know if it's on Amazon or anything, but I the last time I looked, I could not find it. And I just checked when it was published. It was published in 2004. So it was published 20 years ago. So I'm using this as a reference. Also with these other books to kind of paint the picture for you guys of what dragon women are about. And just for my own personal experience, I have an aunt who's a dragon, and then I also have met other women that were dragons. And every year is different. It's different elements, so it's a different like tone. So the elements in the Chinese zodiac include five elements, which are water, fire, um, earth, metal, and then air, I believe. Those are the five elements. And let me just make sure before I tell you guys something wrong. Yeah, so there's, oh, sorry. See, I'm wrong already. It's wood dragon. That's this year, 2024. Wood dragon. There is fire dragons, earth, gold, metal, and water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So wood, there's no air, but instead it's wood. And so each one, um, this one's from www.chinahighlights.com. So they say like the wood dragon is 1964 and 2024. This year is a wood dragon. So the personality of a wood dragon would be introverted, less enthusiastic, and lacking in, being able to, unless they're really comfortable, create like connections. So dragons are known, in my experience, they're known for being very magnetic. So the way I would describe each zodiac sign would be like Chinese zodiac sign would be like the animal is how great the size of the animal is how great the magnetic energy of the person is. For example, dragons, they would be the biggest one. So they're the most magnetic. They have a full range of energy. Like everybody notices them in the room. Like they get a lot of attention. They're also comparable to like a Leo. So that Leo sun energy, which is why in this book she's called the natural queen, right? So you enter the room like a Leo, a dragon, and everybody notices you. And that's why I wore these, you know, to embody a little bit more of a dragon. And um, they're very shiny out there. People are lured to them, but also, may I say, I've also found that they also like magnetize bad too. So like really extreme experiences in my from my understanding. So like, one dragon I knew, she was like a stripper, and she's not a stripper anymore, but now she's like a hairstylist. So it's it's very like, huh, she went from that extreme life. They like to experience like depending on how bold they are, and then she really saw what she needed to see, and so she like, okay, I'm gonna be a hairstylist. you know Another dragon I know, she's younger, super super smart. I mean, since she was little, she was always like gifted. Like since she was little, she was top of her class. Like her mom and her dad like really poured into her. She was like the smartest one of all her siblings. Like she was very aware and active at a really early age. So for you moms that are having your kids in 2024, like your kid's gonna be on it because they're a dragon girl. So they're gonna be alert, aware, like open. The wood dragon is like this year is a little bit, more introverted because they're very earthy, right? So they're not as flamboyant, for example, as like a fire dragon. So like fire dragons are from 19 the last time was 1976. Before that was 1916. That was a long ass time ago. And fire dragons are like double power, I would say, smart, easygoing, agile, and flexible, as says on this website. But I don't know if I would say flexible, because they're fiery, kind of like an Aries. Like it's boom, boom, right? It's very, they're like loud. And Earth Dragons 1988 was the last time. So they're, it says smart, ambitious, hardworking. But from the Earth Dragon I knew, she was also Sagittarius. And I think also, like, you have to think about that, like these two energies, it's not just like your year. Chinese zodiac is not like your year. It's also your, which one are you? Are you an Aries dragon? Are you Capricorn dragon? Are you a Virgo dragon? Like that also makes a difference. Like, for example, I'm a Pisces. So I'm a Pisces horse. So, like, I'm a metal horse, 1990. So for me, metal, it takes, time and effort and a lot of experiences to create, metal. Like, you need the heat, you need refinement, you need to get rid of the things that aren't working. And so, in that way, earth dragons, they like the girl I knew that was an earth dragon. It says smart, ambitious, hardworking, but like I didn't really see her like that because she lived at her parents' house. She lived, she was really at home, taken care of, like, as much as dragons go through a bunch of like crazy shit, they're, in my experience, very much taken care of. Like, they're thought of as like the apple of their parents' eyes, right? So the next one, metal dragon, but they put gold dragon as the year 2000. Their natural and straightforward talent and desire to be seen, you know. Um, metal. So these types of dragons within the years, they change the tone. Like I said earlier, they change the tone a little bit, right? And then on top of that is like your sign. So your, you know, Gemini, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo sign, Leo sign. So like it exaggerates, exaggerates, exaggerates again. Um, your personality in, you know, or it can suppress your personality, right? So Water Dragon is from 2012, persevering, far-sighted and vigorous, right? I feel like these websites, they kind of just throw things and they're not as acute in definition because there's so much variation within the years, like I was saying with your actual like Western zodiac sign. And to mix both, there's this really great website called Primal Astrology, and they mix both your Western sign and your Eastern sign, and they actually give you a whole new animal. I really like that website. I think it's really clever. So that was just a little bit of the different types of dragons, um, depending on the year. So in Miss Angela Danton's book, she writes down that the tarot card that she gives for the natural queens is, of course, the queen cards, all the queens, which represent, she says, femininity, rulership, and domination. The moon phase she gives dragons is full. The celestial bodies is the sun, again, like Leo, dragon, the sun, Leo, the same kind of vibe. Um, Colors that she points is reds, oranges, ruby, red agate, jasper. There's a lot of root chakra energy when it comes to them because it's something that they need to work on constantly, which is to ground themselves. Ground themselves, ground themselves, ground themselves. Because I think the way I see it is like when you release, when you're so magnetic and you release so much energy, and people are always approaching you, and people are so interested in getting to know you and seeing what you're about, and I feel like this thing is really harsh. Okay, maybe that's better. um you need to like ground yourself, right? Because when you're this person's talking to you and that person's talking to you and this person's talking to you, the people that I know that were dragons, the women, have always been very popular. People are allured to them. They're magnetic. Like I said, they have very big energies. The next zodiac sign that I would say has big energy would be like a horse, or tiger, or even like a bull. They have really big energy too. Someone like a mouse in the Chinese zodiac, you know, doesn't really make a bit themselves big in the room. They're really small when they come into like a room, and they like to stay small. They prefer to stay small. Um and my understanding, my mom's born year of the rat. And she's very cunning, very adaptive. And but they don't like to attract too much, and they don't usually attract too much, and compared to like someone like a dragon. And so for them, for you guys, dragons, it's all about grounding. It's all about putting yourself back to you, the root chakra, back to you know your center. And that's why, the crystals and gemstones that she puts on here is ruby, red agate, and jasper. And so from that, I'm going to read a little bit of the crystal healing book. Ruby, red agate, and jasper. So ruby would be the first one. And, rubies, they promote the reason that it's something that would help a dragon is because it promotes vitality, it strengthens passion and drive, sexual and otherwise, energizes, promotes love, and enhances the joy of life. Chakra, root and heart chakra. And so that's why a ruby would be beneficial for a dragon. The next one she says is red agate. And I have just like regular agate description, but agates come in different colors. And so agate enhance emotional balance, healing, balances yin and yang, promotes emotional calmness, increases self-confidence, improves focus and concentration, helps overcome bitterness, heals resentment, and other uses depending on color. Again, the chakras heart and root. And so the next one, Jasper, see how there's kind of like a theme. Do you see like the theme a little bit? Like, get back to your body, get back to yourself, get back to your heart, like remember happiness, like joy, like because I think another thing that happens before I read Jasper is that when someone has so much energy and they're so magnetic, and they're pulling different people, left and right, um they get affected by other people's energies, especially if you excuse me, especially if you are not grounded and centered. You can get pulled into people's like energy and their vibe, and they like having you around because you're so striking, and so you have to be aware of the way you affect the people around you. And I feel like a lot of dragon women are not aware of that. They're not aware, or they are acutely aware, like a Leo, of how much they can pull and attract. And if you're not aware, I would definitely put that out there for you. Like, keep an eye out, like when you go out, do people's heads turn, like no matter what you wear, like no matter how much you dress down, like no matter how small you're trying to make yourself, like you stand out. There's a reason for that. You have that magnetic pull about you. I keep saying that over and over. I'm sorry, but you guys get it. And so Jasper, same thing, provides stability, improves grounding. It helps all the chakras depending on the color. And then she just says Jasper, so like any color, brown, red, white, green, yellow, blue, black. That Jasper is like really good for you overall because it affects like all your chakras, and provides stability and improves grounding. Another way you can ground yourself as a dragon woman, or if you have a dragon child, or like your friend or your sister or something like that, is to get into your body. You know, the root chakra, what it is like you get into your body. So it's about getting physical, going outside, like hiking and swimming. And I know there's some people who just don't like any of that outside stuff. Or find something you like to do, you know, pickleball, tennis, badminton, something fun, like something that exposes you to the outside, because your celestial body is the sun, you know, like um putting yourself in situations that make you happy, right, is where you're going to shine the most. And that's for anybody, right? But for you specifically, I feel like dragon women, they're so powerful. When you have so much power, you can you can get like stuck on certain things, like being, you know, sad, or being like repressed, or like having a hard time getting over something like an ex or a relationship, or like having a hard time getting over something that happened to you, you know, a situation. um because there's so much attention that you're controlling by just being in the room. You know, if you need to enfocarte, focus yourself on things that are positive more than most people, because you can really darken your mood um, by getting stuck on like the past, or things that just don't matter, or things that are just, you know, there's no point. um, the incense that you can use to also ground yourself, ground your home, that she recommends for you guys in this book, frankincense, sandalwood. And so I have a different book about essential oils, and I wrote down some of the benefits that frankincense has, like as an essential oil. Like if you were to find it somewhere, or sandalwood, you could put it like behind your ear, in your wrist, keep it in your car, like when you feel stressed out, or you feel like an attack coming, you know, panic attack, or like a freak out or something like that. So frankincense has it's an immunostimulant, so it activates body's protective ability. So it activates your immune system. It's anti-inflammatory, it's antidepressant, excuse me, it's anti-cancerous, like anti-cancer, and it's restorative. So frankincense also was burned a lot in like churches, like has a very like churchy smell for a lot of people, because yeah, the churches would use it. And it's very interesting that those are the benefits, because it's restorative. And a lot of people find that, you know, at church, they find like their energy restored spiritually, right? And it would make sense that it's immune stimulant, because churches, a lot of people would congregate. Excuse me. So you probably would need like to cleanse the air when there's like so many people, as I'm like fucking coughing right now. There's so many people like all over the place, right? Um, and then antidepressants. So like I said, leave it in your car, so you can kind of like take it with you, take it to work. Sandalwood, it says that the essential oil sandalwood, or like an incense, you can burn this at home too, is calming. It has a sedative effect. It's antidepressant again, anti-carcinoma, anti-inflammatory, astringent, which means it contracts tissues on the skin, it closes wounds. So you could use it actually like on your wound. Like if you have a cut or something, it helps like close that up. Not like a giant wound, like a little wound, you know, like a little scratch or something. Um, but yeah, I thought that was really interesting and clever, because I really like essential oils. And I actually really love both of these scents, frankincense and sandalwood. I find them really calming. I find them relaxing, you know, really grounding. And it feels so earthy. Both of them are like, frankincense is made from a resin. So it's, you know, like a resin from a plant, a shrub. And then sandalwood is actually like wood of a tree. And so they are very like earthy, you know, in their form, like naturally, right? Well, most of the essential oils are, but these ones specifically, you know, resin and wood. Um so one of the things that she does in her book Goddess Signs is that she'll actually talk about the goddesses associated with um your sign. So the sun goddesses are associated a lot with this sign, obviously. So, like Amaterasu, which is the sun goddess of Japan, Pele, which is the volcano goddess of Hawaii, Pachamama, which is the Peruvian goddess of like Mother Earth, and Sauli, Russian sun goddess of fertility and power. So Amaterasu, which is the sun goddess of ancient Japan, symbolized compassion, love. Her divine power is linked to the imperial families of Japan. She's usually depicted as a radiant, beautiful woman, exuding rays of energy and vitality. Her symbol is a mirror. She's needed to witness her radiance in the mirror before she realized her power. So these are like symbolisms of dragons in cultures, right? So the power of a dragon was emulated in Japanese culture. And Pele, the volcano goddess, she's renowned for her quick temper, vitality. She's said to have made fire by snapping her fingers. Pachamama, the Peruvian goddess, portrayed as a dragon herself. Among the Incas, she was revered as a goddess of fertility that ruled over agriculture. And then Sali, the Russian sun goddess, she governed many areas of life, such as childbirth, healing, and progress. And so you might have noticed, you know, things like these images, not knowing that they were associated with your own sign, right? So for me, I often love like the ocean and like swimming and like, you know, horses are connected with um Neptune or Poseidon, which is like the ocean. And so he rules the ocean, right? So I think it's very interesting how like we do kind of gear toward things, certain things that are in our nature. Which is why I love like astrology and this kind of introspection because you get to reflect, like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I love things in my house that are bright and gold and shiny, and you know, I really I gear toward that a lot, right, as a woman, because not all women like gold and shiny things, like, not all women do. Um, so she also puts, like, positive and negative traits of each one, and, so positive traits for dragon women are electric, charismatic, knowledgeable, generous, majestic, wise, capable, dynamic, strong, fiery, caring, commanding, attentive, compassionate, kindly, and empathetic, right? And then these are like the negative traits, or like some people would even say like the masculine traits, right? So I think too, a lot of dragon women have that issue with like being very masculine woman because you have so much vitality. I mean, Pele, the goddess of volcanoes, you know, that's a big deal. Like Pele is a big deal. She will fuck the earth up, you know? And like and I associated with Pele a lot too because I'm Salvadorian. There's a lot of volcanoes in El Salvador and like South America and stuff. So I connect with that too, where you know, I'm very fiery as a Latina. I'm very you know, explosive as well sometimes. And so the negative traits or masculine traits of a dragon is bossy, dominant, overbearing, arrogant, overreactive, irresponsible, jealous, aloof, emotional, obsessive, attention seeking, and vain. Now, I will say that destructive, jealous, emotional, obsessive, um, those are dragon like traits. Like the women that I knew, when they get into these emotions, it's like bad. It's like scary, like really scary. Again, it's like just imagine someone with all this like energy and vitality, and if their focus is on destruction, like you're done. You know what I mean? Like it's over for you, you know. Jealousy, it's like very affects you like a lot. Like it's really hard to get out of it. Emotional, obsessive, like it's hard to break out of that, right? So that's why with all this negative stuff, it's good to put yourself in your body, either like I said, through physical action, through incense, through essential oils, through crystals, like to use these other things in order to, you know, deal. Deal. According to her, some famous dragon women is like Sandra Bullock, Reese Witherspoon, um, Courtney Cox, Courtney Love. Some of these people like are a lot older than you guys will even know. But let me look at current, more current dragon women. Mm, I'm getting a bunch of House of Dragon. Okay, women. Chinese Zodiac dragon women. Let me see. I put famous dragon women. Famous. Rihanna. I did not know that. She's a Pisces. I did not know she was a dragon. Angori Rice. Chakra, Shirley Temple. Adele. I believe it. Betty Grable. And I'm just doing women. Raquel Welch. Betsy Rose. Robin Givens. Nancy Pelosi. Oh my God. Isabel May. Emma Stone. Oh, gotta love her. Elle McPherson. So there's a lot of women. Roseanne Barr. Oh my gosh, just like all of Hollywood basically are like dragon women. Joanne Baez, Chloe Kim. Yeah, that's are the top 100. A lot of them are men, but I'm not trying to do the men. Yeah, I really love those women. Okay. So, Dragon Woman and Love. So, I'm going to give you guys first. It says according to her, the best compatibilities for love for a dragon woman. It looks like dragon and tigers, dragon and rooster are the top two. Tigers and roosters are the top two for you guys. And then the other ones are dragon and pig, monkey, snake, ox, and rat. And then the least favorable, it seems, is dog, which makes sense because dogs, yeah, they're very dogmatic. They want things their way. I can imagine that not working out within a dragon and dog. Um, Strong willed, you know. Goat and dragon, same thing, I would say. Goats are very hard headed, so it makes sense that they would not work. a cat and dragon, or she puts cat, but it's basically like a rabbit. People that are born near the rabbit. And yeah, so it says that those are no bueno, no bueno. Uh, other dragons and horses are like, maybe yes, maybe no. But I would never take these like that seriously because excuse me. I would never take them that seriously when it comes to like compatibility stuff because again, your western sign, also makes a difference. So like, yeah, you could be a dragon, he could be an ox. Generally you're not going to get along, or a goat. But if like you're a chill dragon, and he's a chill goat, it might work out, you know? Um, so it all depends really on other stuff too, not just like the year. So it says, this is what happens when you guys fall in love, dragon women and love. The dragon woman falls in love hard. Love is the most powerful feeling she is capable of, and she brings all her considerable drive to it. She's romantic, passionate to extreme, and very physical in her love expressions. She is drawn indiscriminately to romance and will most likely fall in love with the wrong type of partner at least once in her lifetime. She will undoubtedly be attracted to the unattainable, the weak, the philanderer. She attracts this type easily, but will find it more difficult to shake such energies off. Her personal charisma attracts men like bees to a blossoming flower. However, like the queen bee herself, the dragon woman must exercise restraint with the quantity of bees she allows into her chamber. Her radiant aura of self assurance can have an entrancing effect and snares a young mate. However, like Pele, the Hawaiian fire breather goddess, the dragon woman can become very angry very quickly if her object of desire denies her rightful respect that she demands. Serious damage can result from an angry dragon. This sign tends to need an earthy, secure minded partner. The dragon woman is surprisingly easy to hurt and may suffer great loneliness due to her apparent indomitable strength and overpowering passion. Yeah, one thing I noticed with a lot of the dragon women, the partners are very chill, like super chill. Like they're very, I don't want to say pushover, but pretty much like she's the one who rules, If she's the queen herself, she's the queen of the house. Like she's the one who's managing, she's the one who's taking care of everything. Um, she's the one who's handling what's important in the relationship. The dragon woman feels she's a subject to her great passions, and in this aspect relates to the goddess Pele. The myth of this awesome fire creating goddess is deeply entrenched in the Polynesian cultures. In fact, it is still the center of worshiping groups of the people in Hawaii. The Polynesians believe that the goddess Pele provides fire and light, and all will be well if she is happy. However, legend has it that if the goddess has a fight with her heavenly lover, the earth will feel her displeasure, and catastrophic events such as erupting of volcanoes can occur. So it keeps going, but let me just say that everybody has a path, right? As a horsewoman, I have a path. Dragon women have a path where you have to learn to control your fire. You have to learn to control what's worth fighting for, right? What's worth making a big deal about, right? And being true to, yourself, as in like respecting anger, respecting that fire. If the partner you're with is disrespecting you, which is why they end up with chill partners, because a smart man isn't gonna like purposely be rude or annoying or how do you say, they won't be fighting you, right? Like someone who likes you, like a guy who likes you, is not going to be fighting you. He's not going to be, I'm better than you. He's not going to be competing with you. He's going to respect you. Okay, so that's the thing with Pele, is that she's all about respect and the respect that you deserve as a woman, right? So um, always stay true to that. They say anger is a sign that you're being disrespected. And a lot of women feel like, oh, I don't know why I got so upset. It's not a big deal, but it kind of is. When a guy shows you who he is, believe it, believe him. You know. Um, the dragon woman needs to become more vitally aware of her innate feminine force. She must respect it and learn to control its overpowering fire. What did I just say? Dragon needs to draw on reserves of her philosophical mind, good sense of humor, the acceptance of her spiritual path to be more adequately cope with the good and the bad of life's passionate encounters. The journey will be much more palatable with fewer hot eruptions. Shit happens. You know what I mean? I would say shit happens, Figure it out. What's the answer? How do you fix it? Move the fuck on. Be practical. Like, is it really worth to be that upset that your tire, got a nail? No, just go fix it. Go to a tire shop, pay the guy, fix it. Just get it done, There, it's fixed. Sometimes we as women, we're so nervous Nellies because yes, it's tough and it's hard and it's annoying sometimes being a woman, especially such a powerful woman like a dragon. And choose your battles. Like, it's not worth it sometimes. It's just not worth it to be like that pissed off about something. Um on the contrast to what I just said. But it's like, things in life cuando pasan, when they happen, like, it is what it is and just move on. Dragon woman as a child. So for people who are having their babies this year, 2024, the dragon child will climb Mount Everest, discover the Congo. One dragon child of my acquaintance had aspirations of being a flying doctor nun, much like the player by Sally Field. Dragon girls have ambition and great idealism, but may experience a fair amount of self-doubt as a child. So try not to rain on her parade, or you could frighten her. Like all children, dragon children needs lots of attention, but remember the dragon child requires this in larger than usual doses and more frequently as she lives to be in the limelight. Her imagination has wings, and like the flying dragon of mythology, it can carry her far away, although this is often an enchanting quality, especially in a young age. At some stage, she should be introduced to more realistic images of life to give her good grounding for a more practical approach in adolescence. At the same time, encourage her active mind and natural ambition and make her aware that she can make a difference in the world no matter how she chooses to do it. Dragons, like Leos, take things really personally. Okay. If you're a parent of someone that's a dragon or a Leo, you need to be careful of the things that you say around them because they're going to hold that shit forever. And you need to handle your mistakes the right way. Okay. Because a dragon child becomes a dragon adult, and they're so powerful and have so much energy, vitality, and passion. They need to learn how to deal with their emotions, how to cope, right? Everybody, right? It sounds like I'm saying it for everybody, but specifically dragons because they're grandiose, they're so magnetic. I keep saying that word. I'm so sorry. But yeah, big. Um you have to be very careful. like as a parent, how you say things. And if they're like your sister or your mom or your brother or whatever, you know, they're definitely capable of being like narcissistic because it's about me, 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 right? A lot of people can't stand Leos, can't stand dragons because they feel like they just care about themselves like all the time. But honestly, as long as you're being fair and teaching the person fairness and voicing, hey, I'm not happy with this or that, and there's good communication and it's, healthy, then you should be able to um, communicate. They need that. They need that. Everybody does, right? But like, they really do need that. Um, Spirituality, career. So she goes through like a lot of other stuff. She also has like a little ritual at the end. Um, I'm going to add the meditation before I finish for calm and focusing. Imagine yourself at the seaside. So, this is a meditation right now that we're doing for dragons. You can have a seat, lay down. If you're driving, be careful. Don't get too relaxed. Imagine yourself at the seaside. You are standing on the pure white sand, feeling the grains between your toes. It is a sunset, and the sun is a brilliant red orange ball on the horizon. To your right, across the dunes, is a large cave. Something about this cave strongly attracts you. You like the idea of a place to which you can retreat from the world. You approach it and see that it is furnished and lit with many colored candles and clear, bright, luminous crystals of many hues. You can also see a large gold frame mirror standing inside with the soft red couch in front of it. Ooh. You want nothing more than to rest on this couch. It looks so comfy and inviting. As you sit down, you cannot help but notice that the right in front of you is a mirror. It is full length, oval shaped, and it seems to be beckoning you to look deep within it. You look into the mirror and see your reflection bathed in the soft light of the cave. As you do, you feel you have seen yourself for the first time. You notice your eyes and what they say about you. You note the expression on your face. You look closely. You can see your soul speaking to you from this reflection. Note what it is telling you about your life and yourself. Allow no negative or unduly critical thoughts to the surface. Your mirror is only there to help you understand yourself in a positive way. If you find yourself thinking of any particular challenges you're facing, resolve to meet them with courage, strength, knowing you have this power deep within yourself. You acknowledge that you love your life in everyday world, but you also understand that you need peaceful times for spiritual reflection. Open your eyes, feel relaxed and calm. You can return to your mirror and secret cave whenever you have this time for yourself. We're going to go up into dragons and spirituality now. The dragon symbol represents great power and courage in many cultures. The dragon woman often displays mediumship potential as she has a keen interest and genuine belief in the other world. Excuse me. She is usually ethical and pure hearted in her religious energy, needs color and drama in her private rituals. As a goddess energy, she relates to the well, sun goddesses, and fire goddesses. To see her power before she can use it. Okay, so it's a little bit about dragons, what they're into, what they like, and hope you guys enjoy this video. We have Oh my gosh, almost an hour already in. Thank you for being here. If you watched this whole video, please comment below anything that resonated or didn't resonate as a dragon woman. Congratulations to everyone in 2024 who's having baby dragons. It's so exciting, and I am scared for you. You have your work cut out for you. This is the kind of child that you need to be on, giving the most structure as possible. I would love to do the other ones. I hope that this video does well, and then I would be able to feel more motivated to do the other ones. So again, this book, Goddess Signs by Angelica Danton, is a reference to this video. The other book is Crystals for Healing by Karen Frazier. All of that is going to be in the information box. Thank you for being here, Dragon Ladies. And oh well, let me read the male part really fast. The male parts are not really that important to this book, honestly. She kind of just bunches them all together. Excuse me. So the sun god man is both the dragon and the rooster. Sun god man are charismatic, energetic, with a powerful personality and energy. They are linked to the animal signs of the rooster and dragon. Sun god men are extremely creative, expressive. Unless afflicted, they usually have a quiet dignity and air of control. So these are like the good ones. Try directing a sun god man and you may not get a positive response. They love to be top dog. And this person perfectly resonates with that like masculine energy of the sun. So it makes more sense to be a man, dragon or rooster, because they can actually exhibit their power. Whereas the woman dragon, we still have work to do with people accepting a woman in their power. Carried to extremes, this can lead on to an overdeveloped ego and relationship difficulties. They will normally attract many potential mates, but few will really appeal to them as they are perfectionists and rather hard to please. They hold strong ideals and will give generously to subjects. However, they demand loyalty in return. Makes sense? Immature sun god men will be status-seeking, superficial, and demanding with unreasonable egos. They will also be rigid, dictatorial, and with violent tendencies if crossed. And then mature sun god men will be warm, affectionate, and loving. They're associated with Apollo, Zeus, and Ra, which are mostly sun gods in different cultures. So thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoy. This was my first video on the Chinese zodiac signs. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Get Real with Eileen. Bye.